Inspector, I understand you've visited the scene of the crime.
I have.
Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed.
I still don't know why you hired me. I'm usually causing murders, not solving them. I don't think that's the right tack for this particular conversation. Yes, this one! I've been going over this. You mean Ruth Bellamy. Halcyon Helen was just a character played by Ruth Bellamy. I mean, it even says so at the beginning of the episode I watched. So, I'm gonna say that, because I want to get the answer to that question.
Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me.
So, in other words, any publicity is good publicity. They're not worried so much about the death of the human being, but the destruction of the brand, of the property. I suppose I should have guessed at that one. You don't want to be responsible for a drink that kills people, assuming that Rizzo's Spectrum Brown kills people. Hasn't that been released? I know they have Spectrum Red and Spectrum Purple, don't they? Just turn this into an ad. Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. It's heart-stoppingly good.
Stop. Please warn me before you provide me with unsolicited ideas. There are waivers you need to sign. Back to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation.
Well, I have three... At present, I have three possible suspects, but I need access to the Purple Orchards, and I can use Persuade 45 to get them. Or to get the access.
Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel more confident in this arrangement.
That makes one of us.
Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to
There's
the
something
orchard.
else going on,
You're
obviously.
officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both.
Yeah. I'll bear that in mind. So he locks the doors the moment an investigator arrives. That's not suspicious at all.
I agree with the sentiment behind your snide remark. Unfortunately, the Piraeus spaceport is Cedric's purview, not mine. You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector.
Alright. I don't know. For some reason, I get bad vibes from the administrator there. He speaks in an evil voice. Well, I'm gonna run around and just talk to everyone, see what they have to say while they're in here.
Everything's so soft and silky and
I don't see any
expensive.
silk, but
Oh,
there's a lot of
gosh, I
leather.
hope I don't get any grease stains on the furniture.
There's a shower. I mean, you can have a shower. Pavati. Nyoka?
Even the air in here feels too sweet. Almost sticky.
You've got a tankard, by the way. That's a nice tankard. Sam?
Sam's Special Inspector add-on includes a magnifying glass to sleuth out the germs and parasites that other cleaning products leave behind.
Good to know, Sam. I'm gonna read this terminal, by the way. I don't think I did. Welcome, R. Bellamy. Right, okay, so you know when I said just then, did I think that this, this, suite was in some way connected to the person who was murdered? Yeah, it was Bellamy's suite. Okay, fine, I guess I better read, some of this. Why does it say leave conversation? Surely leave terminal. Messages. I've got plenty to read here. Ooh, Hack 105. Alright, hang on. I need to put on my hacking suit for that. Which is the green one. Recover deleted message. Decryption error. Message corrupted, memory corrupted, displaying recovered data. Someone, or blank knows the truth. Please hurry. I don't know how much longer I can keep. But this is from unknown client to Ruth Bellamy. This is not sent from Bellamy. Unless it's the decryption sort of through a backdoor server or some nonsense like that. From unknown client, subject... Yeah, okay, that's this one. knows the truth. What is the truth, then? If I can find out what the truth is, I might be able to get to the center of this. Okay, from Ludovico, subject grateful. Let's see if we can find out what the truth might be. Who knows something? We got Ludovico, we've got the Prophet of Profitability, and we've got Kincannon. From the Administrator, thank you for choosing the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex as the site of your next publicity and marketing campaign. By endorsing the Spectrum Brown product, you are allying yourself with a revolution in the leisure beverage market. Indeed, in the culture of Halcyon itself. We are going to change the world together. Sincerely, Quinton Ludovico. Yeah, I don't trust a guy called Quinton either. From the Prophet of Profitability, who is disappointed. Profitability, comma, profit of, to Ruth Bellamy, and addressed to Ruth Bellamy, but addresses it nevertheless as Helen. I don't understand why you and I must be enemies. Are we not both branches on the same tree of privilege? You command audiences with your masterly performance on the ether wave, and I command the attention of our corporate leaders. We're both cultural icons with a responsibility to set a good example. I'm disappointed to discover you've berated my seminars publicly and on official records. I take particular umbrage in your characterization of my most recent seminar, spearheading your project How to Motivate Your Workforce Using Ancient Weaponry, and as a, and I quote, nonsensical vanity project from a dyed-in-the-wool buffoon. These are fighting words. Expect to hear from my personal auditors soon. Sincerely, Profitability P.O. Money can't buy happiness, and other lies we tell ourselves, a new seminar by the Prophet of Profitability. Sounded like she was litigious, but it didn't sound like she was, on a murderous streak. Mind you, people can snap very quickly when money is involved, so I suppose we can at least talk to the Prophet. And from Kincannon regarding free advice. Ms. Bellamy. And this time responding to her with her actual name. You're a talented actor. I've enjoyed all your roles across the years. I'm especially fond of your performance in Terror on Monarch. Ludovico doesn't appreciate the serials. Maybe that's why he never knows when he's being played. He still thinks you're here to endorse Spectrum Brown. Your performance has him fooled. I have a feeling I know what you're up to. It's always a little disappointing when the audience is a few steps ahead of the plot. Best Cedric. Mr. Kincannon, you and I have to have a chat. So, whoever knows the truth, I suspect it's Kincannon, and Kincannon suspects that Bellamy was up to something that wasn't endorsing Spectrum Brown. So, that's another series of dots on the big pin board that I've got in my brain. We've got guest advisory bulletins. Your safety is your responsibility. In light of recent unfortunate events regarding the passing of a beloved cultural icon, we at the Grand Colonial have doubled the number of armed guards for only a small security surcharge. Surcharge is non-refundable. The Grand Colonial is not responsible for death dismemberment that occurs off hotel grounds. Okay, so we now know we're in Bellamy's room. We now know Bellamy was suspicious, I think, of Kincannon, or someone was suspicious of Kincannon. Because that message was to Bellamy, but I'm not sure if that just, if that's like, it was on some kind of server and got sent back when I decrypted it. So we gotta speak with Kincannon. We're gonna speak with the Prophet. And there is actually a side mission. The Productivity Queen is a side mission to the main quest. So I suspect I will need to speak with the Prophet. Whatever I need to speak with the Prophet about, it might not necessarily have to do with the murder, though I don't know. But I definitely want to speak to Kincannon when the opportunity arises. Alright. Vicar Max.
Eridanos is a technological marvel, and they use it as a tourist destination to sell sweets and alcohol.
A lot of tourist traps are like that. So, it's not solely the I don't know what I'm trying to get at. Max!
Is this how people in Byzantium live all the time?
You've been to Byzantium. You know it isn't. People live in much nicer surroundings than this in Byzantium. And Ellie.
I'm gonna nick a few towels. You won't notice.
Klepto. Come on. Alright. Well, this is sealed. I assume we have to call the elevator.
Hi there, Inspector.
Oh, the intercom. The very, very friendly intercom.
But at my heart, I'm still a bellhop.
It's a person.
Sweet to your liking?
I didn't even know they made hotel rooms that large. It was great, or it was fine. I don't feel too strongly about it. I'm just here to investigate, ma'am. I don't really care about the hotel room, or... Did I ask you to talk to me? Just shut up and do your job. I'm not rude, but I don't care about the hotel room. I'm just here to investigate, ma'am.
Ah, someone focused on their work. I can absolutely respect that. We're terror rays of a bin, Inspector. Now, I'd love
But she is a little
to
too
see
friendly.
a floor of your choosing.
I'd like to visit the lobby, I think. Or do I want to have a look at the VIP guest floor? Oh, I suppose I could. Yeah, let's go to the VIP guest floor.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor.
How can I not be authorized?
Floor can I bring you to?
I'm an inspector. How can I not be authorized to visit the VIP guest floor? I need to speak with people. Fine. The lobby.
To the lobby we go.
Alright, Nyoka and Pavati. I'm not going to armor up until I've run into some combat. I wonder if there are going to be marauders here. Surely they'd clear them out. Okay. You want me to go to the Purpleberry Orchards, and I think that's going to be outside. I'm going to go out through the front door, though. Is there anyone else I need to talk to? Maybe I'll talk to Norval again, just in case you have anything new to say.
You've returned. Hope you're finding the hotel to your liking.
It's swell.
Now, what can I lend a hand with?
Anyone got the directions to Kincannon? I'll talk to you
The
again.
Grand Colonial front desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again.
And you,
How
Halston?
may I be of assistance to you,
I don't think there's going to
Inspector?
be anything new here. Yeah, no. Goodbye. Alright, I guess I leave. I could search around. Let's have a look at the map. There's a fair amount to look at. There is a below floor, sort of looks like an office complex. Then there is an above floor that's something. Which is these rooms out here. Maybe I'll just have a look up. I can have a run around. Pick a few locks.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear.
Were you, hotel guest? Were you?
You know, I never imagined Spencer Woolridge would outlive Halcyon Helen.
Okay, that doesn't help me. Just wash your goddamn hands, by the way. Into... Ooh. Should I read these terminals as well? We got like a hospital room here. That's a bit odd. I suppose I need a medical station. Discrepancy amplifier replacements. Alright, fine. I would like to close this door. Yoink. These are replacement models of the discrepancy amplifier with fitted backups of its logic module. A label reads, in case of a careless inspector. Ah, if I somehow lose my... this, I can get it back. Alright. Because it is an item, I can drop it. Welcome, Dr. Winifred Goodnight. This is an automated reminder to make sure you clean the blood off your instruments. We got patient logs for Bosch, Hartford. Another day, another case that bores me to drink. The ill-fated Byzantine of the hour thought it was prudent to gorge himself on enough purpleberry wine to incapacitate a primal. He then attempted to reach the lobby by stairs, rather than elevator, and fell down 6 flights. Automechanical servants broke his fall. He broke their servo mechanisms and will be billed accordingly. Fractures in the left clavicle, right femur, I'm not a anatomist, as you can tell. Those bones, ribs, more injuries than brain cells. I recommend replacing purpleberry wine with Rizzo's Spectrum Violet in order to appease Rizzo's company policy. And Nina Han. Finally, something a little different from the norm. Ms. Han came in earlier today, escorted by her sister. Apparently, not long after arriving on Eridanos, the two of them went on a trip through the Purpleberry Orchards. Ms. Han's sister visited, also Ms. Han, presumably, visited the Purple Hedges and quickly became lost. When she eventually made her way out, Ms. Han was nowhere to be found. The sister claims that Ms. Han returned to their hotel room several hours later, but has been unusual ever since. Her sister described the patient as formerly sullen, morose, phlegmatic, and given to melancholia. Her demeanor has transformed into an unpleasant degree of levity and shocking enthusiasm toward everything. I suggest vast quantities of cheap alcohol. Well, you are definitely quite the doctor. Okay. So we know where to go when we lose our... and probably when we lose our discrepancy modulator or whatever this thing was called. I can actually take the elevator here somehow. I think we're still in the lobby, technically. No one...
Mr. Kincannon really knows how to run a hotel.
Yeah, I gotta speak with the guy. Another bathroom. And a oh. Why is there such a large drain for what is a toilet? That's a shower with a toilet in it. I guess if you need to pressure clean it, but okay. Can I go down a level? I didn't go in there. I think that might irritate someone. Concierge. Close the door. Steal the money. This is the concierge terminal. Oh. Oh, I'm in my hacking uniform. Really? There's something in my journal, in my codex, that it's specifically, like, highlighting. Oh, it's just that for some reason. What's my hacking at? What's wrong with it? I'm at 100. Maybe if I get another level, I might put that into hacking. The door's open! Come on, guys! What are you doing? I am literally doing something a little illegal here. From annoyed subject, infernal racket. To concierge from annoyed, this infernal racket. Do you like torturing me? Is that what this is? When I first learned that I'd be just beneath the floor occupied by the Rizzo's Rangers, I was excited. As any tossball-loving Halcyonite should be. What I did not anticipate is the degree to which these hullheads seem to enjoy prancing to and fro, pounding on their floor and my ceiling. Every hour of the architect-cursed day. Did they install a tossball fifth chord upstairs while I wasn't looking, or is this normal? And worst of all, it sounds like one of them has decided to start imitating a woolly cow. I'll give them that it's a convincing facsimile, but it has no place in a hotel. Each bleat is so loud it shakes the glasses on my face. I demand a room change yesterday. For each additional hour after midday tonight I am not rehomed, I expect at least one employee to be fired. Very annoyed. To concierge from a concerned Byzantine subject, mechanical menace. To whatever member of the help it may concern. I've heard a horrible clanking passing my room every night for the past 6 nights. Yesterday I mustered up all my courage and sent a servant to look, and upon her return she said she had seen what looked like an armed mechanical wander by my room for the past 6 nights. She said it was something called Burbage 3001, and that it was a serial star. If this machine was a serial star, I must ask, why are you filming outside of our rooms without paying us? We're not consenting to have our temporary property filmed. There is no doubt a contract for this. And if the machine is being allowed to wander without being filmed, then I want to be paid double. Do you have any idea how dangerous that thing could be? It could have tread on my foot and ruin my aspirations to be a professional dancer if I ever decide to have those aspirations. I urgently await a response. Okay, we have 3 VIP guests. Bellamy, Woolrich, and Holcomb. Bertie Holcomb, who definitely has the same surname. Though I think Black Hole Bertie Holcomb is something I've read about, and I believe Parvati has mentioned him before without seeming to suggest that there's any familial relation there. I'm not sure if it's just they happen to have the same surname. It always seems a little odd in fiction when two characters have the same surname but are not related. I know that happens in real life, but in fiction it's always a little bit, that rarely happens. Halcyon Helen manifest. Despite her celebrity status, the greater part of Halcyon Helen's requests have been fairly normal. Soap, shampoo, new towels, and so on. The one exception is her unusual consumption of food and drink. I'm not one to judge about that sort of thing. Lord knows I've seen stranger proclivities from other guests, but she really does request a lot and frequently. Listen to this. For lunch today, she ordered 6 Boston bean sandwiches, 2 purpleberry shakes, 2 purpleberry liqueurs, several retro rockets, and cigarettes enough to crush a teacup canid. I'd wonder if she was planning a party, but the cleaning staff say that every time they've gone up, there's been no sign of what she's ordered. If Helen really does keep managing to get through all of what she's been ordering, then maybe she should consider quitting show business and entering the competitive consumption scene instead. Okay, that's interesting. How could she be going through that much? She didn't seem like a large individual. She seemed, she seemed like she had a good proportion of her calories being delivered, so she's taking the food somewhere. She may be feeding the poor? I don't know. To Woolrich Spencer. In the past 2 weeks, I have received 315 different service requests from Mr. Woolrich. These requests include, but are not limited to, his entire wardrobe from Terror on Monarch, 413 different outfits, including a primal suit, 5 gallons of each color of spectrum, including black, except blacks, which he wants 50 gallons of, teacup canids of various breeds, a plasma launcher ? And consisting of over 60% of total requests, an upgraded room. Administrator Ludovico authorized him to move into the second largest room just to shut him the hell up, and Halcyon Helen got the biggest one, and of course, Mr. Woolrich can't accept that he's been eclipsed. Got another room upgrade request as I was typing this, more than half a mind to send an exterminator to fumigate his room, just so he can't request anything else for a while. But then he might come down here and try to talk to me, and I honestly think I'd rather be dead. And Bertie Holcomb. Requests have been about what you'd expect from a professional skullcracker. Tossball sticks, new clothes, because he keeps on, I quote, accidentally tearing the shirts that are too small for my giant muscles. Funny how the rips I've seen look more like they've been made by hand. I've noticed that he's asked for very little in the way of effort accelerators or enhancers. No skin turf, no oxycomp, not even a dervish mist. Typically top 4 players go through that filth like nobody else. Maybe Holcomb's trying to prove something to Helen. Whatever it is, I don't think it's going to work. Now, I'm gonna have to come down with someone to access the restricted message there. But I'll leave that for when I've actually got... maybe I'll just wait till I upgrade. I can upgrade my hack. I was going to explore more, wasn't I? Ah, well. That Spectrum Brown's got something inside of it. Alright, the orchards are over here. Now, where is the Prophet? The Prophet's on the other side. She's got, now according to this, she's got a seminar retreat in the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. I think I'll come back to that. I wanna do my first thought, which is go to the Purpleberry Orchards. But, you know, I'll do a little bit of exploring before I get down there. Like up here, for instance. It's very nice. Very French. Reminds me, well, doesn't remind me because I've never been, but it makes me think of the French Quarter in New Orleans. Donovan Matas. Hello.
No, I ain't. What the hell? Yes, I am supposed to be here. No, I don't think the waiter is coming back with our drinks. Might be my fault. Sorry.
Okay. Well, you have a name.
No, I ain't. What the hell? Yes,
And he's going to say the same thing repeatedly. Maybe I'll have to talk with him later. Empty bin. There's a place over there. 2 hotel guests.
You know, I never imagined Spencer.
I think I literally heard that from another NPC.
Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself in grief.
Not if Nyoka's right about her hunch. That it's always the boyfriend. I'm suspecting the co-star at the moment. He's first and foremost. Automechanical deck discovered. Slug sweeper.
Why'd Helen have to go and die in our hotel? We don't need that kind of notoriety.
Well, looks like you've got it, man. That's stealing. Not with a guard right outside the door. Brandon Rosser. Inferno Scythe. I don't think he'd catch me stealing from there. Have I got any junk to sell? No. That's buying. Well, I don't see an alternative but to head for this bridge.
I hope the murderer is caught soon. This lockdown is truly hampering my schedule for the week.
I'm doing my best, lady.
I was supposed to go back to Byzantium today to play cards with the vice CEO of Hammersmith. And what about you?
Oh, I was too.
I'm trying to one up each other. I'm doing my best for you guys.
Lockdown? No one's supposed to be coming or going. And when I can't get a hold of anyone in the orchards, I can't make sure of that, can I?
No, Miss Fergus. Sorry, I'll work on getting a hold of someone.
Great, you do that. I'll be waiting right here.
Lily Vargas. I think I've heard your name before. Hi.
Swear to the architect, Matthias, if you've lost your rifle's ionization coil again. Oh, wait, you ain't part of my crew. What do you want?
It took you quite an amount of time to recognize I wasn't part of your crew despite me not wearing it. Your uniform, but are you okay? You seem a little tightly wound.
Tightly wound? Tightly wound? Damn right, I'm fine.
She's a tennis racket.
Where there's peace and quiet, and none of my sprat fucking subordinates can bother me. On behalf of Slug, I'd like to apologize for that outburst, as well as all of my future outbursts. Yes, I'm a little wound up. You would be too. Between the landing pad, lockdowns, gate closures, and constant questions from angry guests, I've got a lot on my plate. And if that don't beat all, one of my crew is AWOL.
Ooh, can I give you a hand with that? A missing person? I'm actually an inspector. I could look into that for you.
If you're serious, I'd appreciate the help. He's been missing a few days, and we're low on staff as it is.
I'll look into it. What do I need to know? It's been a few days. I imagine he's dead.
The missing crew member's Evan O'Connell. He's one of about 2 Slug agents I can trust with more complex tasks than stand here and look tough. Friendly type. Well-behaved, followed orders. Anyone else, I'd think they got drunk and fell asleep in a ditch somewhere, but O'Connell's not really the type. He was last stationed at the Wilderness checkpoint. I'd search there first.
I'll get on that. Alright, we got another side mission. The strange disappearance of a watchman. Alright, I see. So, these are 2 main tasks. That's a side mission. That's a main quest. I forgot that it segregated it by that. Okay. Somewhere in the Wilderness checkpoint building, which I assume is near the... Toggle inactive quest. Yeah, and on the way to the Productivity Queen, so I'm glad I waited before going to the Profitability... The Prophet of Profitability. It's an awkward name to say. Do I have to manually cross this bridge? It doesn't just teleport me? Yeah, no, I have to do this walk. On a rickety... Well, at least it's iron and not wooden. Why am I not running? Because I don't want to run on this stuff. God knows what will happen if I put too much pressure on it. Just walking. Just... What a silly thing to have. I like the fact they've got a whole bridge. Like, any other game did have a little thing that teleports you across, or like a little ride. Like a... Oh, what do they have at... sort of skiing camps, one of those things. I can't remember what the fuck they're called. But they'd have one of those. Okay, that is a tamed canid that's red that apparently has also eaten a sprat. Eaten a few sprats. Now that's okay. The sprats are supposed to be basically like mice around here, so some dead mice isn't my problem. And the canid's not attacking me, and I don't want to go loud. Marauder, look out. With some tamed canids, some marauder vandals, marauder lookout. Okay.
Down they go!
So there are marauders here. I mean, they were easy.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ah, interesting. I like how it goes beep beep beep, but doesn't actually make a beeping sound, it just says beep. Where? Inside? Oh, over here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The garb on this security guard identifies him as a member of the Rizzo's corporation. His rank would have been that of jawbreaker or higher. This security guard has experienced premature expiration. Evidence strongly suggests a conflict with marauders.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay. So, a jawbreaker. They've got interesting ranks in the Rizzo's corporation. I'll search his pockets. You find 3 bits and a half-eaten Rizzo's Purpleberry Crunch. At least he left the world happy. Conclude examination. Pay my respects to a corpo soldier. Maybe, maybe not. There's another discrepancy over there. So, I presume the marauders I've just killed were the perpetrators.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
It's got to be inside. Or is it below me somehow? It's definitely not that one. There's one over there. There's one near here, I'm sure of it. LMG Mark III. It's not up, is it? I didn't check up. It is up. Okay. Gotta find a way up there. Another dead guard.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This guard also expired prematurely, following a violent encounter with marauders.
You're just stating the obvious. Okay. So, in other words, what I'm supposed to get to this is that the marauders killed a bunch of guards. I think I could have worked that out without you.
This guard also expired prematurely, following a violent encounter with marauders.
Not everything that this thing has to say is necessarily the most useful thing in the world, is it? Alright, let's have a look at this terminal. We've got some kind of tugboat here. Optional connector, maintenance terminal keycard. I'm still wearing my hacking uniform, so I suppose I can get out of it. Well, I haven't found anything like that. Alright, we'll have a look down here, I suppose. I'm sure I can find a way back up. And who knows? There might be that keycard down here. Unless I know my rifle works again. Now we've got more Adrena time. I'm not picking that up. After all that shit on Gorgon, I'm definitely not picking that up. Oh, we got an audio log, though.
Security Officer Danvers, nightly report number 27. No sign of trouble, but I'm on the lookout. It's out there, I'll find it. Wait, I think I see someone. Approaching now. Excuse me, sir or madam. I require your participation in my nightly security report.
I'm guessing they didn't participate. It's good that he was recording at the moment of death. Security Officer Danvers. A lot of purple berries. Something's gone wrong here. What the hell is all this for? We got a frigiderator. Fine. What does it do? Well, I mean, it shoots. It's a gun. It shoots people. It's a freeze gun. I've never used shotguns in this game much. Kinda want to start. It's not really a shotgun. It's more of a rifle, actually. I'll give it a go. There we go. That's what I think I was looking for. Don't need those guns. I'm gonna try this. Well, it's basically a shotgun with a slug. Alright. Poor Security Officer Danvers. Clearly they got ambushed here by the Marauders. But what are Marauders doing here? And then why am I the only person who seems to be able to kill those guys? All maintenance personnel must thoroughly sanitize after handling engine parts. Associated chemicals are known to cause delirium and lightheadedness. Rizzo reminds you that proprietary engine chemicals are not intended to be used to induce delirium or lightheadedness. Any personnel caught ingesting or absorbing said chemicals, even unintentionally, will be cited for misuse of company property and charged wages for any affected shifts. So no huffing paint either. Maintenance logs. Entry 247, topped off coolant, should be set for another week. 248, coolant levels dropped faster than expected. I filled the tanks back up, but I'll keep an eye on them. 49, looks like we lost coolant overnight. Maybe a slow leak in the tanks or piping. I'm requesting authorization for a full inspection from EAC management. 50, no answer on my request. Must have attached the wrong header, or maybe I CC'd the wrong sub-department. Trying again. 51, my inspection request is still pending and we're leaking coolant still. 52, I'm just going to go look myself. Authorization or no, what's the worst they can do to me? Might we find out? Ramirez, sounds like you got guests wandering the premises at night. That explains the empty bottles and cigarette stubs. The problem is they tend to wander off the side in the dark, and then hotel management has to run in circles trying to get payment for the days the guest is delinquent. I'll assign Security Officer Danvers to patrol the complex after dark. He'll probably insist on giving you nightly reports. He's watched a few too many serials. Easiest thing is to just toss them over the edge whenever he's not looking. Say you pass them up the chain for processing. Phelps. Is it possible that... I saw some Adrena time there. Is it possible that it's just been hotel guests taking Adrena time and being turned into Marauders? Nice continuation from Peril on Gorgon if that's the case. What the? What the hell was that? I think I accidentally slept. Sorry. I try not to do that when I don't have to. Plasma Rifle 3.0. Bolter Pistol 3.0 now. I don't think either of my companions was using a Bolter Pistol. That was Ellie. Pavadi's got an Assault Rifle Ultra, and Nyoka's got a Heavy Machine Gun Mark II. That's cool by me. This time I'm running, because I can't be bothered walking. Alright, so they got a connector thing there, but they have got Marauders, and we will have to shoot people. You know, I was kind of wondering if this entire section might be, like, have no combat in it. Because I think it could work. I actually don't mind it when games eschew combat entirely. Now, Sydney Moyano over here has some kind of effect. over their head. DeWitt Hathaway, Clyde Eaton. What's up with you people? Hi.
And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my instant coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who was this armed stranger who just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this fella. I think it's mightily more likely that he's under your payroll. Here to burn down what you haven't already.
Well, hello again, Nashir Dalal. Second time he's been in this game, but I'm always on the lookout for his voice. I'm not under anyone's payroll, which is not to say I can't be. Things do have a tendency to break around me, but I don't know about any sabotage.
I see. Just a visitor, then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late.
A sabotage? Do
Name's
tell.
Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
Well, I overheard you mention sabotage, so you might as well give me the scoop on that.
Yeah. Just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
I could figure out what's really going on here. What sort of sabotage has there been?
Oh, you know, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I guess.
Who'd poison a tree?
Processing console, which probably just shorted
out. Okay, that's a lot. That's not sabotage, that's an attack.
With 3 separate backup systems?
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
And you mentioned an increase in worker accidents.
It's the strangest thing. Like everyone forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. That's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. But I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a mosquito hive.
I'm not looking forward to those.
Dad, he looked fairly pleased.
Okay, that's very odd. I can figure out what's really going on.
Thank the law. Some good
I'll take another side mission.
You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
I suppose it is too. I wasn't done with you yet, by the way.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think
so far.
It's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill
I haven't left the room.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet?
I'm still looking.
Well, at the moment I can't do a whole lot with this vulture hanging over my shoulder. So I suppose you may as well take your time.
Really now? I consider myself more of a watch canid, here to make sure you don't try to run off without paying us.
There's something else you need to know?
Yeah. Oh. I guess I can ask some other questions. Wasn't I supposed to ask something about, No, not the prophet. The guy I was looking for out here. I was here for another reason, but I've actually forgotten what it was at the moment. It was we were looking for something about Halcyon Helen being here because she'd walked back here because her shoes had purple berry on them. Okay. Any leads on the nursery, I suppose?
Got a lot of dead saplings that'll cost us a lot of bits. I've got a feeling someone poisoned them somehow.
What happened in the Exterminator Automech depot?
The mechanicals were hacked. They're pretty much running amok. If you could keep from destroying too many, I'd be obliged. Would save us a lot. That said, you might want to be careful. Those things are built to take on waspitos, and waspitos are generally tougher to kill than people. Just something to keep in mind.
Alright, you don't want the mechanicals destroyed, but I can't promise that. I'm not very good at not destroying things. Something in particular to look out for in the processing control room. Maybe you won't talk to me about Halcyon Helen until I fix this problem.
Whoever took it out must have used some kind of explosive.
Alright, I guess that's all I can talk to him about. What about you?
I'm sorry you had to come in on such a brusque conversation. Not everyone appreciates the work Slug does on Eridanos.
Especially not folk that Slug is trying to extort.
Alright, it seems I need to say it yet again. We're not stomping upon your purple berries or knocking your workers off the planetoid. All we want is for you to pay your dues.
And I want you to stop setting our exterminator mechanicals loose and breaking our machinery.
This is how the conversation has gone for the last hour and a half. As you can see, it hasn't been terribly productive.
Quite. What seems to be your problem with the overseeing orchidist?
Well, he's being
should have talked about Halcyon Helen.
All I'm here to do is enforce an agreed-upon business relationship. But our friend here is disinclined to settle.
Don't tell me to settle. Why don't you settle?
Yes, I'll be sure to do that. I know what you must be thinking, but no. I'm not here to atomize his kneecaps. I just want Slug to get what we're owed.
Is this an official arrangement with Rizzo's?
Much as we love giving the bureaucrats 29% of our profits, technically not. Official contracts have some rather obscene fees and documentation.
Yeah, so it's a
our company's opted
handshake
for a
agreement.
Non-official manager's agreement. I'm just here to make certain our friend over there pays on time.
And you're saying you're not going to atomize his kneecaps. Any truth to his accusations of sabotage?
If I hear that question one
I gotta ask, don't I?
Look, we just want to get paid. Hampering our clients' productivity is not a good way to get paid. In fact, it's bad business.
Surprisingly forward-thinking of you. I'm not gonna pay what he owes. Let's talk about something else.
Yes, I think we've spoken enough about that imbecile. What can Slug do for you?
Halcyon Helen. Have you seen any sign of her here recently?
Nope. Sorry, but this is the first I've visited this area in over a month. Shame about Helen. Liked her movies.
Oh, me too. We didn't get many episodes of Terror on Monarch back in the Vale, but I thought she was great in Dissidents from the Doomed Planet.
Celebs as big as Helen always seem to elicit strong binary
He just
opinions.
ignored the fuck out of Pavati right there.
Neither here nor there.
Alright, I'll ask a few more questions.
Welcome to. I don't have any secrets.
That's so. Do you do anything other than make sure Slug's business partners pay on time?
Certainly. When I'm not out on a job, they usually stick me in the Slug mess hall. I may be a service collector, but that doesn't mean I can't make a damn fine triplicale pie.
Nice. I actually believe you. And that sounds really nice. Alright. So we've got a possible sabotage issue here. While, you know, in case we didn't have any... Or faction quests. Now, faction quests are between... The faction is going to be Rizzo's or Slug. Which isn't technically Sublight, but is associated with Sublight.
I don't think
but
I've
not
ever
directly.
seen an orchard before. I mean, other than Miss McDevitt's garden. You mind if we look around a little?
No, we got all the time in the world. Just don't get eaten by whatever those wasp things are. What the fuck are you? Jacob Yarbrough. Now, you've got the same symbol over your head that Sydney here does.
Well,
wow.
It's Rizzo's. Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer. Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
What is wrong with your mouth?
You, doing all right?
No.
I sure am. Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
Oh, there's a slug on your neck. What in law's name is on your neck, and what is wrong with your mouth?
Oh, that?
And she's not blinking either. No, there she is.
I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck.
Oh. Alright, Medical 45. Don't move, and I'll try to cut it off you.
Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you!
Okay, we got brain parasites.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
Okay, now I'm getting worried. How'd you pick that thing up?
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards.
Brain parasites.
Sometimes I wonder how it showed up.
I gotta deal with brain parasites.
But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it.
How long have you been out that way? This way?
Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger.
Hey, that's great. Can we change topics, apparently?
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Halcyon Helen was in the orchards before she died. Have you seen her?
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens.
Does he have a slug?
And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too.
Virile?
Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
You do know Birdie's a suspect in Helen's murder investigation, right?
Oh my! Birdie, a murderer? Well, everyone has their flaws. I'll be sure not to bring it up on our first date.
You can't say she isn't judgmental. You can't say she is judgmental. What can you tell me about the orchards?
I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my 3rd favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63%.
I don't like looking at you anymore. I'm actually like, my hand is in front of my face.
Of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon.
That bothers
Give
me.
Or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio guided as a special bonus feature.
You know what? I think I'll just do my own tour. Not interested.
Oh, that is so understandable. I would love it if you changed your mind, though.
I'm gonna have to do something about those slugs. Okay, well, we'll check trade. I'm not sure of what the prices are. There is a 31% discount. Now,
our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing, too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
It seems that they're really hyping up the products with the slugs on them, so does that suggest that the slugs, in some way, are something that Rizzo's have cooked up to make them, like, psychologically attached to their product? And physically, in this case. But, why did it make her think weirdly positive stuff about Black Hole Bertie and how strong and virile, quote, he was, or is? So I gotta find him. I don't think he's cooked him up for some reason, but, you know, he might have some kind of connection to it. I don't know, but I'll search around first of all.